So if you're watching this, that means that you somewhat care about my opinion on movies. And to that, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much. So right off the back, I want to say that I did see a lot of movies last year, but that doesn't mean I saw them all. So these are my favorite films of the year, I guess you can say. And actually, these aren't even my favorite films right here. If you're watching this video, that means you're watching my top 10 movies that didn't make my top 10. I did not see Short Term 12, I did not see 12 Years a Slave, and I did not see A Place Beyond the Pines. So those three films will not be anywhere in this video or in my top 10 videos. So just letting you guys know now. So don't come at me saying, Steven, where the is this movie? Those are the movies I did not see, all right? I didn't see those three, so don't tell me about those three movies because I didn't see them damn things, all right? I will see them before the Oscars, but I didn't see them, all right? But now let's get into the top 10 movies that missed my top 10 list. So coming in at number 20, I put The Hunger Games, Catching Fire. The reason I put this movie here is because the chemistry between Peeta and Katniss really seemed to grow in this one. I didn't really believe it in the first film, and the first film had that shaky cam stuff and just some things that I didn't really agree with. And in this one, I like the fact that it was all like adult in The Hunger Games. I believe the relationship. I still don't really believe the Liam Hemsworth and Jennifer Lawrence chemistry, but you know, whatever. That could just be how the book did it. But I did believe the Peeta one. I thought that their chemistry worked well. I felt sad and all that. So I really did enjoy this film, and that's why it's my number 20. So at number 19, I put Star Trek Into Darkness. The reason Star Trek Into Darkness is here and not out of the top 20 and not higher is because of the fact that I don't really like the Star Trek universe until J.J. Abrams got a hold of it and kind of made it action-packed. And I did like what he did here, but there were some scenes that I just did not like. Spoilers, the whole Khan thing, I didn't mind that he was Khan. I just didn't like the way that the ending when Spock yells it, I was like, okay, that was unnecessary. The Captain Kirk or Christopher Pine character where he's like about to die. I mean, we know he's not going to die, so I didn't really see the point of that scene. There were a lot of lens flares, but I'm used to that with J.J. Abrams, so that's the reason it's not any higher, and the reasons I put it in my top 20 is because of the fact that it was just a fun-ass movie. Great action, great sci-fi, great acting. I love all the characters, so I don't know. It was just a fun movie for me, so that's why I put it there. Now, coming in at number 18, I have The Great Gatsby. Now, I know to a lot of people, they did not love this movie, didn't like it that much. They thought it was too visually stunning for the eyes, I guess you can say, but I actually really did enjoy this film. I thought this film was done very well. I did not really love the music choices, but there were some songs that were absolutely phenomenal. What I didn't like about the music was the way that they infused modern music into it. I just didn't really like it that much, but I love Leonardo DiCaprio. I love Tobey Maguire. I love the acting in the film overall. I like the story of Great Gatsby. I think it's a wonderful story. And if it wasn't for some of the visual things where they're trying to just push the visuals on you and some of the musical choices, I would have had this film higher. I just really had a good time with this film, and I don't know, I never read the book, so maybe that's why I like this film, but hey, I liked it. Now at number 17, I have This Is the End. I didn't watch The World's End, so I can't really compare the two. I watched This Is the End, and I gotta say, this movie was hilarious. Had a fun time with this movie. Had me laughing almost the entire time. Spoilers again, the Backstreet Boys in like the whole, you guys know what I mean. It was awesome. I loved it. I was laughing. I mean, that's what I want from a comedy. I want to laugh. So this movie made me laugh. This movie had me cracking up the entire film. The only reason it's not any higher is because some of the jokes did not hit the way I wanted them to, and the story was, I mean, I guess it's not a movie that needs a lot of story, but the story was kind of meh, I guess you can say, but just had a fun ass time. One of the best comedies of the year. Actually might be my best comedy of the year. I guess it depends on what you look at comedy as, but this was a funny ass movie, and that's why it's my number 17. All right, so coming in at number 16 is a movie that I just saw this weekend called The Lone Survivor. I know I only gave it a 3.5, but the film is absolutely a great realistic take on what military people go through. I love the realism of the whole entire film. The cast was perfect. The acting was great. But, you know, the beginning was a bit shaky to me and the ending was a bit shaky to me. But other than that, the film was done very well. And I really did like the realistic tone of it and kind of the unexpected twists that we get throughout the film. I just had a good time with this film, and that's why it's my number 16. Now at number 15 is an indie film called The Spectacular Now. And this film, I mean, I fell in love with the characters in this film more than I did the movie. I mean, the story being told is okay, but the characters of Miles Teller and Shailene Woodley, I believe their names are, I fell in love with their characters. They were as realistic as possible to that you can get of a like a young teenage romance, and the way it blossoms, the way it kind of falls apart, and all that good stuff. It felt so real. And a film that's ending makes me want to see what happens next is always a plus for me. It's just a phenomenal movie. It ain't crack any higher than that because there were some better movies out there, but this is definitely a great film that you guys should definitely check out, and that is why it's my number 15. Now at number 14 is another indie film called Mud, which stars Matthew McConaughey, who's just doing everything right this year. I mean, it's awesome to see this guy elevate from his romantic comedy type of crap. He's doing these great indie gritty movies, also in The Wolf of Wall Street, and he has a great role in that. He's just doing a great job. And in Mud, we get a cool story. It's a small story, but it's a really, really cool story about a fugitive and what he did and the mystery behind it. And is he a bad guy? Is he a good guy? And Matthew McConaughey plays this role great. And I was on the edge of my seat the entire film. I just had a great time watching it. And I got to say, Mud is a phenomenal movie that people should definitely check out. So coming in at number 13 is another indie film called Football Station, which tells the real life story of the final day in the life of a young man that was killed by a police officer in Football Station. And the film is just phenomenal. Michael B. Jordan in this movie he's going to become a household name because of the role that he did here. I loved him in Friday Night Lights, and I loved him in Parenthood, and I love him here even more. He's showing the vulnerability, the emotional, the upside, the downside of a realistic guy in a bad neighborhood. And I just love seeing this character. It's a great story. It brings me to tears almost every time I've watched it. I've already watched it 3 times. And it's a movie that just, my eyes get watery, and I'm almost about to cry every single time I watch this film. It's a phenomenal movie, and you guys definitely need to check out Football Station because it's a movie that you must watch just to understand what it really is like in the life of this young man. And it's a phenomenal movie. Now, number 12 is a movie that I'm sure a lot of people don't really love, but my number 12 is Elysium. And I love this movie. I really did love this movie. I had a great time watching this film. I thought Matt Damon did a phenomenal job. I thought Charlotte Copley is a great actor as a villain. I mean, sure, Judy Foster's accent is kind of meh. But that wasn't even her fault because they had to redub her over, and that was kind of shitty. They should have just left it with her French and had us read subtitles. What the hell's wrong with that? But whatever, this movie's awesome. It's like watching Mass Effect or Halo on the big screen. All the sci-fi elements, all the cool weapons, all the cool ships, all the cool robots. It's just a fun-ass movie, and it's a movie that you guys should definitely check out if you want a cool sci-fi action movie. It's probably one of the best sci-fi movies of the year, if not the best for me. It's just a great movie, so you guys should definitely check it out because it's pretty fucking awesome. So coming in at number 11 is a film that I'm sure a lot of critics are going to have higher on their list, and that is Rush. And Rush is Ron Howard's film, and it's a phenomenal movie about the real life story of James Hunt, and I don't remember what the other race car driver's name. I do know that the actors are Chris Hemsworth, showing that he can do stuff beyond Thor, and Daniel Brew, who was a relative newcomer, just doing a phenomenal job. The story really revolves around the rivalry between these two race car drivers and the tragedy that happens throughout the story. It's a really cool story. Ron Howard does do it justice. I did not think I was going to enjoy this, but the whole entire time I was there and I was like, holy shit, this movie's amazing. I love this movie. It's holy shit. Alright guys, so hopefully you guys enjoyed my top 10 movies that didn't make my top 10. And also be on the lookout for my top 10 films of the year, which should be coming out soon. I also am going to have a top 10 video games that didn't make my top 10 and a top 10 video games. I will also be doing a top 10 TV shows of the year because I watch a lot of goddamn TV and there's a lot of great TV shows that I watch and I want people to know about them. So definitely be looking out for those. If you guys are interested, I did some reviews for Paranormal Activity, The Lone Survivor, and Her, which should be on one of these 2 sides. I also do a movie backlog podcast, which we're hoping to take to iTunes soon, so it should be here. And also check out this fun game that me and a couple of friends do called Versus, where we use flickchart.com to kind of pin movies up against each other and pick which one wins. So yeah, definitely check out those videos, subscribe to my channel, and just thanks for watching, guys. You guys are awesome, and let's hope that the new year starts off well. So far it has not, because I saw The Legend of Hercules, but let's hope that we have a good movie year, right? I know it's 2014, not 2015, but let's hope that it's still a good year. Thanks, guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys later.